Please mark your attendance in Google Classroom. Please mark your attendance in Google Classroom. We'll wait for a couple of more minutes and then we'll start. We'll wait for others to join in. Please mark your attendance in Google Classroom, please. Hey guys, morning. Hi, morning. All right. So my agenda for today is we'll discuss couple of questions in terms of the interviews, whatever questions that one might encounter during an interview. We'll discuss couple of questions. The same time, I want to repeat. Please mark your attendance in Google Classroom right now. Do it parallelly. And okay, any other teams that are planning their group discussion today? No team from your class? I guess this is fine. So, so we'll have to find a couple of teams for tomorrow, I think. Who has not done it yet? The group discussion. Ashwini, Ashwini, can you hear me? Right. Come up with a team, 6 to 8 members, and come up with a schedule. Maybe tomorrow or day after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, come up with a list of names from in your team, 6 to 8 members, and a schedule between tomorrow day after. Chariya, I need a message today. I need a message. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, sure. And Clement, right? Can you come up with another team? Okay, come up with a list of names, 6 to 8 members, and the schedule between tomorrow and day after 2 o'clock. Okay, right. Have all of you marked their attendance today? Anyone? Okay, anyone yet to mark? Please do it right away. Don't wait for a special time. Do it right now. Okay, so let's proceed. So we'll start with the basics with the interview questions, right? Tell me about yourself. That is something which is a very very important question. As I would have discussed in class if I had been to your classes already. An interviewer, particularly the HR interviewer, decides almost 80% of the chance that you get to get selected. 80% of the chance is decided in the first couple of minutes. So we'll have to be prepared for the first 2 3 minutes, and that is how we are going to crack the HR interview. And how to do that? So when I was talking in the previous couple of classes as well, I was very particular about non-verbal communication skills. The reason why I'm asking you, I'm repeating this non-verbal communication skill is in the first 2 minutes, what happens in an interview, right? You enter the hall, you walk, you reach your spot, you look at the person in the eye, have a little smile, you give a handshake, you introduce yourself, you take back, take a couple of steps back, and then sit. So this is something which every one of you are going to do in the interview. So how to score here? You can also ask me, இதுல என்ன சார் ஸ்கோர் பண்றதுக்கு என்ன இருக்கு? There is nothing. I'm just walking in, I'm taking my seat, I'm introducing myself, handshake. இதுல என்ன இருக்கு? Trust me, um, when you walk in, when you come and introduce yourself, and then when you take your seat, there is one important aspect that you are projecting, which is, sorry, I'm using Tamil here. நீங்க ஒரு இடத்துக்கு வரீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த இடத்துல நீங்க சந்தோஷமா இருக்கீங்களா? ஒரு Are you happy when you arrive at a spot? Are you happily there or you're forced to be there? And the difference உங்களுக்கு தெரியணும், right? And you're showing that difference to that person. I want to be here. I want to be in this interview. I want to be here, and I want to ensure I get this job. I want to ensure that I give my best here. இது எப்போ வரும்? When in the thought process, how does it come to anyone? When you're really happy that you're there, yeah. How will you at least project, even if you're scared, even if you're nervous, even if you're not happy, but then still you'll have to ensure that that person understands that you are happy to be there, you are confident to be there, and you want to be there under and ஒரு விஷயத்தை how will you project to the interviewer? By your non-verbal communication, and your confidence must reflect in whatever you do. And in the class I have even enacted, even though I looked stupid, I did enact what is confident and what is overly confident, right? So confidence is something where you're taken seriously, but at the same time you are not a stud, or you're not a model there. Okay, அந்த மாடல் அந்த attitude இல்ல. What I'm talking about is a confidence of a professional kind, right? ஒரு ஆஃபீஸ்ல எப்படி கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டா இருப்பீங்கன்றத மட்டும் தான் நான் சொல்றேனே தவிர ஐம் நாட் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் அ மாடல் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் மாடல் ரேம்ப் வாக் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் அந்த ஆட்டிடியூட் நான் சொல்லல. ஸோ யூ வில் ஹவ் டு என்ஷூர் யூ ஹேவ் அ ப்ரொஃபஷனல் வாக், a professional smile, a handshake which is absolutely professional. Handshake கொடுக்கும்போது it is absolutely vital that you give a firm handshake. அதுலயே நிறைய பேர் ஹெசிடென்ட்டா இருக்கும். I don't think that should that will help us. So when you give a handshake, it has to be firm enough. At the same time, you're not here to break somebody else's hand or test your strength ability. Just ensure these things are taken care of. But how do we do that? The non-verbal skills, எப்படி develop பண்றது? Every day, I'm repeating this for the 10th time in the past 3 days. Every day, spend 5 to 10 minutes in front of the mirror, looking at yourself, having eye contact with yourself, have a talk to yourself, smile பண்ணி பாருங்க. Try and have a you know um, professional smile to yourself. Don't stare. Eye contact na, it's not staring. Staring is different. Having eye contact is different. Staring na முறைக்கிறது. Don't do that. It has to be a proper, confident. At the same time, a polite smile, polite eye contact. You will have to start practicing that. And unless otherwise you do it, you give that 5 minutes every day, that is not going to develop anyways. So I'm talking about this non-verbal communication a lot because, as I pointed out a little while earlier, 2 minutes is all you have to get selected. At least 80% of the decision is made in the first 2 minutes by the HR. So you have to get yourself, prepared for that initial 2 to 3 minutes. What are you going to do? How are you going to pace yourself? What are you going to talk? How are you going to react to a question? 90% of the time, the first question will be, tell me about yourself. So, and the tell me about yourself, they are going to assess your confidence in terms of your communication ability. So, be prepared. But at the same time, mug up panni, don't give an answer for that question. It looks ugly. It looks odd. You know your life. So, start from your birth. Right? I was born in. அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஆரம்பிச்சு just go through your school history, go to your college, why did you choose the course. This is how the trajectory must be for this answer. You can also talk about your family a little bit. You can also talk about your achievements a little bit. This is what is expected out of tell me about yourself. இது எல்லாமே it will take probably 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. So major part of your 2 minutes is over when you're finishing your answer for tell me about yourself. So in the mug up பண்ணி respond பண்றது is not going to help you. Just have the thought process ready. At the same time, don't இந்த ஒப்பிக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழ்ல, mug it up and then vomit there. Don't do that. Because it is about you. You are the only person who knows yourself better than anyone else in the damn world. So please ensure you give a honest answer, you give a sincere answer, but at the same time not a mugged up one. Okay. So now இப்போ நம்ம என்னென்னலாம் பார்க்க போறோம்னா, என்னென்னலாம் சொதப்பலாம் இதுல இந்த கொஸ்டின் ஆன்சர் பண்ணும்போதோ இல்ல during the course of the first 2-3 minutes, what all that we can mess up and how do we stop ourselves from messing it up. So that's what we are going to discuss for the next few minutes. First thing is, as I said, the non-verbal communicationல சொதப்பலாம். என்ன பண்ணலாம்? ஹேண்ட்ஷேக் கொடுக்கும்போது அப்படி லூஸா கொடுக்குறது. Is it as important? Praveen, why are you talking about it so much, sir? இது அவ்வளோ இம்பார்ட்டண்டா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா, ஆமா, it is absolutely important. ஏன்? Imagine a scenario. You are in the interviewer's seat and you are expecting someone confident. You are expecting the student to be confident and matured, who is happy and who wants to give their time and effort and technical ability and whatnot to the company. They are expecting someone who can give to the company. Yeah. And when they look at a person who's not confident enough, who's not happy to be there, who does not want to be there, அங்க இருக்கணும்ன்ற அந்த ஒரு சென்ஸ் ஆஃப் பிலாங்கிங் இல்ல அந்த இன்டர்வியூல அப்படின்னா, then it is a problem. ஏன்னா they don't want those people. ஏன்னா they feel you are out there in terms of because of a pressureன்றதுனால நீங்க இங்க வந்திருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னு கூட எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஆர் எல்லாரும் பண்றாங்க, நானும் பண்றேன், இன்டர்வியூ அட்டன் பண்றேன், எல்லாரும் என்னோட கிளாஸ்மேட்ஸ் எல்லாம் பண்றாங்க, என்னோட கிளாஸ்மேட்ஸ் என்னோட பேட்ச்மேட்ஸ் எல்லாரும் இன்டர்வியூ அட்டன் பண்றாங்க, ஸோ ஐ வில் ஆல்சோ அட்டன் த இன்டர்வியூ. அவ்வளவுதானே தவிர, வாட் ஆர் யுவர் views about it, it will be on the negative. So ensure your body language, your eye contact, your dressing sense, everything is to the level where they look at you and they are impressed. When they ask you this question, as I said, it is going to be your confidence in terms of communicating skills. Yeah. Um, Trust me on this. In the questioning கேட்டுட்டு, the HR might even lose their concentration and don't even listen to you. Yeah, why would that happen? They are there for their interviews, yeah. But still this happens. Why? Because they are bored. Because the HR will have to complete at least 30 to 50 interviews per day. ஒரு இன்டர்வியூவும் 10 minutes to 15-20 minutes போகும் இல்லையா? So imagine the amount of time that person spends in interviewing people. For 30 to 50 members a day அப்படின்னா into 10 minutes போட்டுக்கோங்க, into 15 minutes போட்டுக்கோங்க. How much time that person has to be sitting and asking the same questions and then assessing people. It's a monotonous job. It's a tiring job. So what happens is, if you are not interesting enough, if you are not good enough, if you can be boring, then they lose interest. Once they lose interest, they don't listen to you. If they lose interest and if they're not listening to you, then how will you impress them? How will you ensure whatever you are saying, whatever you are doing there reaches them? That is a problem, yeah. And hence you will have to ensure you're doing a great job, but in terms of attracting their attention. They should be unwavering. They should give their time to the fullest towards you. They can't doze off. They can't get bored. They should be looking at you. They should be listening to you. They should be assessing you. For which you'll have to ensure your non-verbal communication skill is pakka. அது என்னென்னலாம் பண்ணலாம்? First thing, ஆள் பாதி ஆடை பாதி. So you better be well dressed. Well dressed na, be professional. Please don't um, give them a dark shaded shirt and பசங்க அப்படி போயிடாதீங்க. Girls also please ensure that அந்த ரொம்ப காடியான கலர்ஸ் அந்த ஆர்னமெண்ட்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் வேணாம். Be very professional. ஒரு ஆஃபீஸ் எப்படி போவீங்களோ, you know it. You don't want me to explain every detail. Look around. Look at how other professionals in your neighborhood dress up and go to office. That's how you should. Don't be so overly uh, attractive. Professional. That's the mantra here. So you will be professional. You will not give a reason for them to look at you and go, okay, or interview kuda they can't come professional. அப்படின்ற மாதிரி they shouldn't think. So ensure you are professionally attired. Belt, shoes, ensure they are proper. Ensure you are properly groomed. What else? இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். 50% of this interest in your in your profile comes through your outwardly appearance. Even though that is not right, that's the fact. மனுஷங்க தான். The interviewers are also humans. I'm giving you the facts. I'm not giving you the ideal interviewer. I'm giving you honest fact about how interviewers decide on a lot of things. So ensure you're absolutely professional. எனக்கு தாடி பிடிக்கும் வச்சுக்கலாமான்னா, ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட் ஃபார் கேம்பஸ் ஹயர்ஸ். வெளியில போயிட்டு நீங்க என்ன வேணா பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஆனா ஈவன் தென் ஃபார் அ ஃப்ரெஷா having a beard is not right as of now. We are still little conservative, so avoid having a beard and have a close cut haircuts. These are very basic. You should know better. Okay, இதெல்லாம் பண்ணியாச்சு. ஆனா எனக்கு கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் இல்லை. நான் நடக்கிறதுல இருந்து the way I walk, the way I look at that person, the body language, the eye contact, the handshake, it doesn't work na, still you are on the negative. You should start practicing. Eppadi, again, I'm repeating, in front of the mirror 5 minutes a day. But even better, 5 minutes a day in front of the mirror, wearing the professional, attire that you're planning to wear during your interviews. Something like that. நீங்க டிஷர்ட்ல ஷார்ட்ஸ் போட்டு நீங்க மிரர் முன்னாடி உட்காந்தீங்கன்னா, no matter what, the seriousness doesn't get to you. So wear a professional attire, sit in front of the mirror and talk to yourself, look at yourself and try to get the confidence going. புதுசா ஒரு விஷயம் செய்யும் போது it is really really awkward, but then over a period of time you get used to it and you're confident at it. Practice, அதுதான் நான் சொல்றேன். Unless otherwise, ஐயோ நான் கண்ணாடி முன்னாடி உட்காந்து இப்படி பேசினேன்னா ஸ்டூபிடா இருக்கும், ஐ வில் லுக் லைக் மேட் மேன், ஐ வில் லுக் லைக் an idiot அப்படின்னா, எஸ், I agree that it will look stupid, it will look idiotic, but then that is a need, that is a must need for everyone. Even if you are really really good today, start doing it. Nothing wrong in it. Door lock பண்ணிக்கோங்க, that's fine, but then start practicing. உங்க உங்க கண்ணையே நீங்க எவ்வளவு நேரம், how long can you look into your eyes without being ridiculous? That's the practice for eye contact. Have a proper eye contact with yourself in front of the mirror. That is vital. Seri, okay, now moving on to the next thing. Tell me about yourself. How do you answer? The basic question is why this question is asked. Tell me about yourself. ஏற்கனவே இதை டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியாச்சு. To check your confidence in terms of communications, communication skills, communicating ability, and the confidence in the level இருக்கு. That's what they are planning to assess. So once they ask this question, how will you go about answering, right? Again, I'm repeating this. Already I've told you in the previous class. Start like a story. Story na oru urulanu illa, but then that's how you actually start a story. So what you say is, you start from your childhood, even from the time you're born. You tell them where you're born. I was born in Madurai, I was born in Chennai, I was born in Bangalore, Bombay, whatever it is, right? Vizag. So you start from there, whichever place, whichever, it doesn't matter. Even if it is a small village, please do that. Why not? You tell them where you were born, where did you go to school, and if you change school, tell them you change school. If you change city, tell them why you change city, and then tell them why you selected Savita and a particular course ECE for you. You give them all these information as a story, or a graph mari அப்படி gradually. Isn't it boring அப்படின்னா, இதையே நீங்க எப்படி சொன்னாலும் it is going to be a little boring for them to listen day in and day out. But then the maximum impact that you can provide is when you give a graph to it. நான் இங்க I was born here, I did my school here, we moved to this place, I did my college here. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கிராஃப் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா, it is a little bit more interesting than going in any other order. People who are really really confident can talk about themselves any which way. They can still keep them as interesting as possible. நான் எதுக்கு வந்து ஸ்டார்டிங்ல இருந்து, அந்த பிறந்ததுல இருந்து I want you to go towards your higher education சொல்றதுக்கு காரணம், it's easier for us to remember stuff that way, rather than going backwards. I am pursuing my engineering final year. Before that I completed my school. அந்த மாதிரி போகும்போது then you lose some of the information that you may want to share. Since you are not mugging up and answering, it is absolutely vital not for you to lose your focus. If you're going backwards, there is a possibility that you lose focus, or that you lose the thought process, the flow, you lose it, and then you'll have to look the ceiling, look at the floor, look at somewhere else to regain the focus, regain the flow. So to stop that, to avoid that, start from the earliest of your time, which is your birth, and then go towards your higher studies. So this is my suggestion. If you think, Praveen, it doesn't work for me, and I want to go from the latest education to towards my school, and then whatever information, other information I want to share, it's up to you. But then if you ask my suggestion, please do it. Please go from the start to the end. Okay. So that is important. And when it comes to what else needs to be discussed, what are the sodapal areas we have? Engengalam we can go wrong, right? Um, that is what we are discussing. When you are answering, don't give them a parallel or an alternate truth. நான் சொல்றது உங்களுக்கு புரியலையா? I'll repeat. Alternate truth பண்ணாதீங்க. What it means is பொய் சொல்லாதீங்கன்ற. When you are explaining, tell me about yourself சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கும்போது, or this goes for the entire duration of the interview. At no point give them a lie. Don't tell them a lie. Imagine a scenario. Tell me about your சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. At some point you are talking about your marks, and what if your marks are not great, and you'll have to explain, if you have in your mind that you'll have to explain what happened, so why did you get low marks in ஒரு explanation நீங்க வரணும்ன்ற ஒரு thought process வரும்போது, you may end up saying a lot of things. Don't worry about it. Don't give them any explanation for this. You just go ahead with your life history. Don't even get into the marks if you're not confident. Okay, so that is something which I strongly recommend. Don't go in for marks or anything for any answers unless otherwise they ask you. Please don't go. And if you go, what happens is you will feel okay. I'm not confident about explaining my lack of marks or my failures. நம்ம என்ன செஞ்சிருவோம், ஒரு ஃபெயிலியரை ரெப்ரசென்ட் பண்றதுக்கு பதிலா ஒரு ஆல்டர்னேட்டா வேற ஒரு விஷயத்த சொல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சிருவோம். So don't do that. Don't give any alternate facts, alternate truths அப்படின்வாங்க, which is a lie. Don't say that. Don't do that. Unless otherwise you want to explain something which you are confident and which is true, go ahead and do it. If you are not confident about an explanation, don't even go there. And இதுவும் practice மூலமா தான் வரும். So you yourself in front of the mirror, try this. Okay? Any point, don't write an answer to tell me about yourself. Study it and then explain. அது பண்ணாதீங்க. You yourself go ahead. ஆமா, எங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும், திருப்பி திருப்பி ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்க, keep repeating, you will get it right at some point. Be prepared for that. This is a major pointer towards cracking a HR interview. ஏன்னா by the time you complete answering this question, 1.5 minutes முடிஞ்சிருக்கும், right? As I already mentioned, 2 minutes into the interview, the HR would have made up his or her mind about your selection. 80% of the decision is already made in the first 2 minutes. So you will have to ensure you impress the most in the initial couple of minutes. So if that happens, good for you. If it doesn't happen, you only have அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு 20 minutes interview நடந்தாலும் you only have a 20% chance of selection. So any questions here? Okay. All right. It's time. We will discuss couple of questions tomorrow. You guys have to come up. Yes, there is someone who's asking. My first interview experience. Okay. It was a good one actually. The reason why I'm saying it was a good one is I learned a lot. I didn't clear the interview, right? It was long back. One of the interviews, I wouldn't say the first interview, one of the interviews where I did the mistake and I learned it. I have never repeated the same mistake after that. What happened was I started off on a bad note. The interview started and there were a panel of 5 or 6 members, I don't remember. And they were asking questions. And at some point, I don't know why now, maybe because I was not confident, I started lying, right? That was a bad option that I chose to. I realized it was wrong the moment I gave a lie there, because after which every question was based on my lie. The reason was I understood the reason then and there. ஏன் அவங்க இதே கொஸ்டினை கேட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க அப்படின்ற ஒரு விஷயம் இருக்குல்ல, Why are they repeating the same, I mean, the question which is pertaining to this particular point? I realized it immediately because they understood that I was lying, and hence they were, pricking that one point. They're making up a lot of questions only related to that one point. So it was a bad experience for me, but then I learned a great lesson, and then I never repeated that my entire life. So, which is close to what I already told you guys. In terms of good experiences, I have a lot of good experiences. I've been very honest in the interviews. It doesn't matter. I've always, got better results when I, being upfront and honest. But then at the same time, ஆனஸ்ட்ன்றதுக்காக நான் வேலைலாம் செய்ய மாட்டேன் சார், நான் சும்மா சம்பளத்துக்கு தான் வரேன் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஆனஸ்டி கிடையாது, ரைட்? தட் இஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு ஹெல்ப். வாட் ஐ மீன் இஸ், யுவர் இன்டென்ஷன்ஸ் மஸ்ட் பி பியூர். உங்களோட இன்டென்ஷன் இஸ் டு கெட் அ பிளேஸ்மெண்ட், ஒர்க் ரியலி வெல், லேர்ன் அ லாட் அண்ட் க்ரோ. இதுதான் உங்க இன்டென்ஷனா இருக்கணும். திஸ் இஸ் தி ஓவரால் பிக்சர். இதை சுத்தி தான் உங்களோட ஆன்சர்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்க போகுது. இதுல இருந்து நீங்க வெளியே போக கூடாது. யூ கான் சே தட் சி எனக்கு ஐம் a ரிச் பர்சன் மேன், ஐ டோன்ட் ஆக்சுவலி வாண்ட் அ salary, அந்த மாதிரி ஆட்டிடியூட் இருந்ததுன்னா ப்ளீஸ் அட்லீஸ்ட் ஹைட் இட். அந்த இடத்துல நீங்க வந்து யூ ஷுட் பி லைங். I'm just saying, don't indulge yourself in terms of being too much of honesty, but at the same time be honest, in terms of your intentions. Intentions must be pure, and be honest to your intentions, and don't start lying in the interview. That's not going to help, right? Anything else? Thank you. Okay, so my understanding is there is no other team for today for group discussion, Ilya. Okay, which means I've asked a couple of you guys. One is Archana, the other one, who is it? Clement, right? Okay, right. Okay, Clement and Archana, come up with a message with the list of team members and a schedule between tomorrow and day after. I want the message today. Okay, thank you. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll discuss a couple of other questions tomorrow. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.